I'm gonna take 5 steps back. I'm gonna come sit down. I'm gonna be Frank Reich. Okay.
Okay. Mr. Reich.
How about them Colts, Mr.
No.
Newman? Frank Reich, nice to meet you.
No, I met you before, sir.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you again,
No,
Mr. Newman.
you don't remember me. I don't care. I know you don't. Frank, there's multiple things that you have done completely wrong. One, where does your brain go when you're on Sundays and you're in Jacksonville? Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is by you. Welcome back to the Underqualified Knuckleheads Sports Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Andy Newman, and joined alongside me, again, as always, is the man, the myth, the mustache, Daniel Keene. Daniel, I know it's a little bit meh today, but happy to have you back in the studio, as always.
Always happy to be back in the studio. It's not like bad meh. It's just kind of been like a long week. I've had a lot of long weeks recently, but it's like a long week, and then I'm on duty tonight, which definitely doesn't make me excited to like get done with the day. For those of you who don't know, Andy and I are RAs, and on duty means from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I have to be on call for any issue that happens. Something as serious as like a roommate fight to something as unserious as a kid knocking on my door at 2 a.m. asking me to change his toilet paper. And I politely inform him I don't do that.
Are you serious? That actually happened to you? Okay, I'll give you another one. This happened to me as well. This was this Sunday. I had duty. I got a call at 3 a.m. And this girl was like, so again, 3 a.m. I am asleep. I'm very asleep because it's 3 a.m.
Yep.
So I get the call on the duty phone. I'm like, all right, ready to rock. I go, duty, all right, I'm on the one. Yep, hello. And then you just go, am I allowed to have a fan outside of my room? And I go, what? And she's like, can I put a fan in the hallway? I'm like, why? She's like, it smells really bad out there. I'm like, and I'm thinking, oh no, okay. Possibly some. Okay.
Okay. One sec. We'll get to the rest of the story in a minute.
No, later. The man. He's here. Yes. Words of approval. He's here.
Okay, that was really confusing. But Mr. Zach Greer.
You almost said Zachary. You were close.
Yes, you're on.
Yes, you're on the mic. Get on the mic.
He's going to join us in the studio today. Wave to the folks. Are you staying for a while or just for a little bit?
Oh, only for like a couple of minutes. I just wanted to get one quick thought. What are you guys talking about right now?
We were talking about being RAs and doing duty.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
Two things that I am not doing. I am not an RA for people who are curious about me and have any questions.
So, yes. Either way, finish your story, Andy.
Okay, I will continue.
Somebody called Andy at 3 a.m. asking them if they could have a fan in their room.
Yes. So essentially, I was like, okay, I'm not entirely sure on the policy of fans in said hallways, in said dorm. So I was like, okay, so you literally cannot go to sleep because it smells so awful. She's like, yeah, I can't go to sleep. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll come up there because I'm just kind of assuming that it might possibly be some marijuana issue, which would have been bad. So I go upstairs.
Andy's a good RA.
Yes, a great RA, whatever. So I begrudgingly throw on my stuff, go upstairs, and she says, I'm in room whatever. So I get to that room. I'm outside of the room. It smells like absolutely nothing. I even brought up Glade air freshener, just like sprayed around to make it like smell better for her. I'm just literally just like flabbergasted, just like standing in a hallway. If you see the footage of me, I'm so mad. I'm just like, it's 3 a.m. It smells like nothing. I don't know why she's calling me to talk about a fan. I just went back downstairs. It was the biggest waste of my time I've ever had.
Don't get me wrong. I love being an RA, but there are some times where I also had a resident ask me if I could unclog their toilet, and I laughed. I was like, no.
It's funny because of the fact that you guys are RAs that people just automatically assume that you guys are just like
deal with every single issue,
every little tiny thing. Like, oh, my trash is overflowing.
No, I don't. That's not. No.
I understand why. I mean, we are like the housing and residence life people. Like you go to us for any questions you may have. But there are some where I'm like, you're an adult now. Like,
yeah,
you can change your own toilet paper.
I'm not your mom or your dad or any person that is in charge of you ever.
No, you are not. Okay,
no.
So for our brief segment with Mr. Greer over here,
Hey,
you see how that
hey,
rhymed?
I
Mr.
like that.
Greer over here.
And if
I liked it.
Yes, and if somehow you're new to the podcast and have not know anything about Zach Greer has been on here a couple times before. I think like 2 or 3 shows prior to
Living
this.
legend.
Yes.
This is the first time I'm on
Season 2. Yes,
Season 2.
this is Zach's return.
By the way, I don't even know if we can divide them up into seasons,
Oh.
but
Oh,
we're
sure you
calling
can.
we're calling it season 2.
We're gonna go back. We can like rename them and show that season 2. Whatever. Anyway,
We'll see. We'll
so
figure it
Zach
out.
was
We'll
on the
figure it out.
podcast a couple times last year. Zach is the co-sports director with me at Newslink, Indiana. He is a junior here at Ball State University and avid tennis fan and Bears fan. Anything else
Yeah.
from Noblesville, Indiana?
Nope, from Noblesville, Indiana. Big Chicago sports guy.
Yep.
Played tennis for 10 years now. That's probably the sport that I know the most of, but I cover basketball the most.
Oh, yes,
and
big basketball guy.
And yes, NFL, like obviously NFL, NBA, all that stuff. But yes, good job breaking down who I am, Andy.
Yes, thank you. I do. I'm glad.
I would
I'm
just
glad I
like
did
to
a good
say
job.
we got a couple big baller shot callers in this room.
What?
You never heard that
No.
phrase? Big baller shot.
Have you never heard that song?
No.
Oh my, Andrew.
Wanna be a baller shot call? You never
No,
heard that?
I've literally never heard of that
Okay,
song.
well, we
That's
would play it on the podcast, but we'd get copyrighted. But we'll play it for you
Hold on,
after,
yeah,
Andy.
Maybe. Yes.
And we'll put his review on the story.
So you just want to go into NFL or college?
We're
or
gonna
what are we
we're gonna
doing?
pick.
Okay.
It's gonna be like a choose your own fate with Mr. Greer over here.
Okay.
I like that. We're gonna say that a lot now. We could either A, talk fantasy football with you, or B, talk NBA with you.
Let's talk about fantasy football.
I like
Dang
that.
it.
Let's go.
Because then 10 minutes after you leave, we're gonna be talking about the NBA, and it's gonna be funny.
Are we going to talk about the
I'm
NBA?
not
Well,
gonna
no,
be
we're not gonna
here.
we're not gonna talk about the NBA. The NBA the ESPN released their top 10 players heading into the 2022-23 season. I thought that'd be fun to talk about.
I'm interested.
You
in
know that it actually might be.
It might be good,
That
right?
actually might be better to talk about because I'm kind of curious. Even though, obviously, you guys are more. I feel as though you guys are more qualified in the football.
Are you saying we're qualified at all?
that. Oh.
We might have to change
Hey,
the name of this
I know.
podcast.
Dan and I have
Okay.
talked about this. Possibly senior year.
Our senior year,
Yes.
we're gonna rename the podcast "The Qualified Knuckleheads."
I like it. I think that'll
I
work.
think that would work.
Thank
That'd be
you.
That'd be a very fun time.
I want to hear this list.
Okay,
Yes.
so top 10, number 10, Phoenix Suns shooting guard Devin Booker.
He's no longer on the Phoenix Suns. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry. That's Donovan Mitchell, and that's the Jazz. I'm
I'm so glad we're
underqualified.
starting off with this.
His previous NBA rank was 15. Only 25 years old, 3-time All-Star, and coming off an All-NBA selection. I don't hate it. I think the 10 is going to be like the place marker, and then the farther down the list we're going to go, the more you're going to be like, oh, Devin Booker should probably be there.
See, me personally, I think that's too high.
Too high for Devin Booker?
I think it's too high.
Okay.
As much as I forgot that he's not Donovan Mitchell. Sorry. Devin Booker's pretty good. Like, remember that 2020 season in the bubble? He took him there, and then they got to the finals that other time. Pretty. Like,
I'd say he
kinda
played
took
better in their finals run than in the bubble.
I would agree.
But
Bubble went off.
I think it's slightly too high, but if you have him at 10, I guess I can't really disagree with you.
That's fair.
Interesting.
Speaking of the Suns, though, they're selling the team, right?
Yes, Robert Sarver is looking for someone to buy the Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury because he owns both of them.
So here's the deal. Andrew Newman's going to buy him. We're going to put him in Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne's going to do pretty well, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, just get rid of the Mad Ants.
We don't need him.
What?
We have the Mad
The
Ants.
Fort Wayne Mad Ants are the G League affiliate of the Indiana Pacers.
Did you not know that?
Mad Ants?
Mad Ants.
That is a wonderful
It-
team
Would
name.
you like to know why? Or, Zach, you can explain why.
General Mad Anthony is the guy who founded the city of Fort Wayne.
Correct.
I only know that because of the fact that I worked in Fort Wayne this
Yes.
summer.
Where'd you work at Fort Wayne this summer?
I worked at Wayne 15, the CBS station in Fort Wayne as a news producer. Did I not?
Whoa there.
Did I never tell you that?
No, I was allowing you to plug yourself.
Oh, okay. Okay. I could have sworn I definitely told you that like
No.
at the very beginning of the
Zach-
summer.
Or yeah, no, I follow you. We're LinkedIn connected.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I need to make that account.
You need to make a LinkedIn.
I do. I'm doing that.
You
I
guys
will.
should all connect with me on LinkedIn as your favorite podcast co-host.
Anyway, but also another fun fact: Matt Anthony Wayne was also an inspiration for the character Batman, as the name Bruce Wayne comes from Matt Anthony Wayne.
Wow.
Yes.
That's actually really cool.
Yes.
Crazy. How
I know.
All these things are connected.
So,
All right,
Matt Ants.
Number 9. I want to hear number 9.
Number 9, point guard, Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant.
Oh, no.
Previous
no.
NBA rank, 31.
Oh, my gosh.
They think the description, but we're not going to go into the deep one. We're just going to do the 2-sentence one. Morant might be the NBA's most entertaining player, a high-flying acrobat with a poise and confidence creeping towards arrogance. He's made Grizzlies must-see TV.
Are they trying to diss Ja Morant?
I think... I'm going to try to read this again. A high-flying acrobat with a poise and
Ja.
confidence creeping towards arrogance. No, they're trying to diss him a little bit.
I like Ja.
Can I guess who number 8 is?
Sure.
Because I think I might, knowing these first two guys, I think I might know who number 8 is.
Zion Williamson.
Is number 8 Jason Tatum?
It is not.
It is
Oh.
not Jason Tatum.
What's your second guess?
My second guess, because I know they put, I was going to say Jimmy Butler, but he's at like 17, and everyone's kind of going crazy off that. Is it Kawhi Leonard?
Andy, what's your guess?
Paul George.
Any last guesses?
I think it's Kawhi Leonard.
It's Kevin Durant.
At 8?
Oh.
At 8.
Wow.
I was flipping through this pre-show.
Oh, then they put Tatum at 7, then they had to have put Tatum at 7.
Either way, Brooklyn Nets, former number 1. No player drove the NBA's summer conversation more than Durant. After requesting, then pulling back a trade request out of Brooklyn, how he fits back into Nets culture after requesting that coach Steve Nash and general manager Sean Marks be fired is one of the more intriguing questions in the league. I don't really think they talked any bit about why they dropped him from 1 to 8, but whatever.
Who made this list again?
ESPN.
Oh.
More specifically, actually there is no byline. ESPN.
Wow, great.
That's okay. Okay. So
Zach, did you have something to say on that or no?
The only reason as to why, so ESPN, I noticed with their lists on players are very into recency bias, and personally, I try to use my personal rankings with a little bit less recency bias, of course. I think the only reason as to why Durant is dropped down to 8 is because of his performance against Boston in the first round.
yeah.
I mean, sure, the guy has gotten injured, but I think that what he does on a basketball court, there aren't many players that can do what he does. Personally, I don't have him in my top 5. I would have him at 6, but 8's kind of reaching on that one because I think I'm pretty sure that Jason Tatum's going to be number 7, and I'm going to lose my mind if Jason Tatum is number 7.
Well, get ready to get your mind lost.
Oh,
Number 7,
my gosh.
Jason Tatum, Boston Celtics, former ranked number 14, coming off his first All-NBA appearance, winning the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, making his first trip to the NBA Finals, and playing for a team that is projected to contend for the league's best record. Tatum is primed to make yet another leap in his 6th season in the NBA.
You think the Celtics are actually going to be good next year, though? That's
Not
the
with
question.
no coach.
Yeah. Is that his head? Is that their head coach?
That is their head coach.
That is their head coach.
It is really.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gotta-
Not for this season.
Well, yeah,
not for
nope.
this season. So if you guys missed it, the Boston Celtics head coach, I'm not going to try pronouncing his name.
Nope.
Zach, you want to help me out here?
I think it's Ime Udoka.
Okay.
Yeah. Is getting suspended for the entire season, not by the NBA, but by the Celtics organization for a consensual relationship, consensual intimate relationship that he had with a member of the staff.
Oh, he wasn't the head coach last year, was he?
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Was?
He took over for Brad Stevens when
Yeah,
Brad Stevens
Because
went.
Brad Stevens went to the front office.
Got it.
Do
Okay.
you
I
think
just
they
remember
could bring
Brad
him?
Stevens.
Do you think they'd want to bring him back?
No.
No?
I think Brad Stevens in the front office is the perfect thing for the Boston Celtics.
Okay, well, they got to find a coach. I think that whole situation is a little odd because when it initially started coming out, like there are the things that you understand as a person reading sports news why somebody would get suspended for a full season, and they're generally negative things that come to your mind. But when it was like a normal relationship he had just with somebody on staff, then I'm a little bit like, okay, was it something? I think there's more to this story that we have not been told yet.
I don't know. I didn't even realize that it was their head coach. I thought it was an assistant coach.
No.
Yeah, I was still thinking Brad Stevens, even though I watched the NBA Finals and tried to I guess I totally forgot who he was. But it's weird that they were suspended for a whole season over a relationship that seems consensual.
Yep.
So I don't know.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be
know.
like maybe like somebody he hired on staff or in a position that would make it a conflict of interest or something of the sort.
Which is weird.
I think that'll come out probably in the future, or at one point in time. He's definitely gonna have to talk about it. Moving on, number 6. Any guesses?
I've been trying to think about this. I think 6 is Kawhi Leonard.
This was a top 5 player who's dropped out of the top 5.
Give me LeBron James.
It's LeBron James.
Yes.
Really? Okay. Personally, I thought that ESPN would kind of have a little bit more bias towards LeBron and would
Yes.
purposely put him in the top 5.
I also would, but honestly, with how bad the Lakers were how bad
That's not
Lakers
LeBron's
was
fault.
or-
that's not
are-
LeBron's fault, but it's kind of the understanding that a player like LeBron James can make any team somewhat competitive, and he kind of lost that this year. Side note, he's doing the bald look. Did you guys see that?
Is he actually? Did he shave his head?
I think he shaved his head.
I love the amount of people who, and I'm not trying to like diss you and what you said, but it just brings me to the fact that so many people have such a high expectation on LeBron, who is in his 20th year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm not saying I have a high expectation from him. I'm just saying I can see why he dropped out of the top 5.
Oh yeah, no, I can understand that.
I'm not-
I think for me personally, I would have him. Oh, that means that. Oh my gosh, I think I know who number 5 is.
We'll keep talking about it.
Oh, okay.
But I would just like to say
Russell Westbrook.
I don't
No, I know. I know who the top 5 is. I'm just curious on what order they put it in.
So we'll go over that in a minute. I was just want to highlight again. I don't think LeBron James is required to bring success to a franchise. I'm just saying with his team's success last year and his somewhat of a decline, I can see why he's not a top 5 player anymore. Zach, do you want to guess the top 5?
So I know the top 5 players. Do you want me to tell you the top 5
Just go
players?
5 to 1.
So I think the ESPN I think they put Embiid at 5. I think that they put Luka at 4. I think that they put Jokic at 3. I think they put Curry at 2 and Giannis at 1.
You said Giannis 1, Curry 2, Jokic
3.
Jokic 3.
The Joker.
Luka at 4, and Embiid at 5.
Okay,
I think
Andy,
that's
do you
what
wanna guess?
I think that's what they did.
Give me Curry 1, Giannis 2, Kawhi Leonard 3.
Kawhi Leonard's not in the top 10.
Darn
He's
it,
not in the
okay.
top 20.
I'm kidding.
Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, no, they definitely
Okay,
did not. Put him
give me
in there.
then Luka 3, Embiid 4, and Joker 5.
Okay.
Did I do really bad?
Top 5 as follows. Number 5, Steph Curry.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Number 4, Joel Embiid.
Oh. Well, hey,
Number
did I get that
3,
right? I got that right.
Luka Doncic.
I got that right.
2, Nikola Jokic.
Jokic.
Why am I thinking Jovic? Oh,
Because Nikola
Soccer, probably.
Jovic it just got drafted by the Miami Heat.
1 that. 2, there's a soccer player who's Jovic, so I'm thinking that. 2 Jovic.
Jokic.
Jokic. Yoke, like he's yoked.
You can say the
bitch.
Joker. You can call him the
Yeah,
Joker.
the Joker. And number 1, the big Giannis Antetokounmpo.
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 Antetokounmpo?
It's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh,
Antetokounmpo.
I was close. Neither of us were right.
It's okay. you guys are getting there. That's
Sorry.
okay. You can call him the Greek Freak.
That's fine.
That's just an easier way to call him.
Big tall Greek boy.
true. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts with that top 5?
I'll go first because I'm gonna wrap this up for myself.
Good.
And you guys
we
can
didn't
keep-
want you here anyway, Zach.
and you guys can keep talking about it, but I am very glad that Giannis is like the consensus number 1.
Agreed.
Not Steph better.
I am surprised that they did not put Steph higher due to his success in the playoffs. Because if you're going by the notion that if Jason Tatum is number 7, then according to their reasoning on their list, Steph Curry should be in the top 3.
Okay.
But I don't hate the fact that that Embiid is as high as he is, and I like that they are finally giving him the respect that he deserves because he averaged 30 and 10 last year and didn't win MVP just because of the fact that the MVP race was so unbelievably stacked last year. Giannis had the highest player efficiency rating ever last season and didn't win MVP because of voter fatigue. Because of the fact that he won back-to-back MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
He had the highest player efficiency rating ever and got 3rd in the voting. That is how stacked the MVP race was last year.
I think I'm going to read the ESPN part, but also I kind of agree with it. They basically say the reason why the Steph ranking changed is because he had an injury, the ankle injury at the end of the last month of the regular season. Not that, but the fact that in his absence, his team did fine.
So then Ja Morant shouldn't be in the top 10 then. That's a terrible reason because the Memphis Grizzlies went like 22-5 without Ja Morant the entire year last year. They were statistically better without Ja Morant, and they have Ja Morant in the top 10. That's a bad excuse. I'm sorry. I don't like that reason.
And it is ESPN.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
No way that Embiid is better than Steph Curry, personally. I'm sorry. Would you agree with that take, Zach? Zach takes. Zach takes.
I personally think that's a close one because Embiid is such a polarizing person to rank, but he's so good. I would personally have it close, but I would lean towards Curry just because of the impact that he has, even without the basketball in his hands. The impact he has on the floor is unbelievable.
Okay. And I just looked up LeBron James bald, and they're calling him LeBald, and I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
I don't disagree. Okay, well, thank you so much for filling some time with us today, Zach.
Yes.
Always a pleasure having you on.
Before I go, can I say my top 5 players?
Oh,
yes,
yeah. That's probably good.
I think the best player in the NBA is Giannis. I don't think that's a debate. I would have Jokic at 2. I would probably have Curry at 3. I would have Luka at 4. And I would have probably LeBron at 5.
Really? Embiid goes 6?
I would have Embiid at 6, Durant at 7.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And, by the way, I am still the firm believer that I still think that Paul George is the best shooting guard in the NBA. Yeah. Even though he was injured, I still believe that Paul George is the best
Paul George still up there. Thank you, Zach.
Well, that's a way to think about it. Plug your socials for us, Zach.
Yes.
Well, I have Zach Takes on TikTok, but I have not posted much because of the fact that I have been working relentlessly with Newslink Indiana.
But he has.
Please go and watch Daniel's quad ball video on the Ball State Daily News.
No.
And if you guys want to figure out or want to see sports coverage in Delaware County, we have Instagram and Twitter, Newslink Sports.
NLI Sports on Twitter and Newslink Indiana, or Newslink Sports on Instagram.
That is all I have for you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for letting me to come on the podcast and argue about NBA players.
Yes, no problem, Zach.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Greer.
Yeah, Greer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Bye, Zach. Enjoy tennis.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Keep me updated.
I will.
Okay.
Cue the intro or
cue the outro for Zach.
No, the transition music.
Oh.
I kind of meant we were going to edit it in. But
oh,
like,
we could.
We could do that. We could have you going on mic for a couple minutes.
No.
Well, now that Mr. Greer is gone, so is any motivation to talk about the NBA.
Correct,
no offense. I love talking like the big names in the NBA, but once you get down to like seasons and teams and stuff like that, I really could not be bothered. I will say though, something we saw during Thursday Night Football, Donovan Mitchell, he broke. So there's like the Browns are doing this thing where they have people come up in the pregame before kickoff. It's like this little thing by the fan section, and they take a guitar out of a guitar case, and it's painted or themed like the team they're playing, and then the person smashes the guitar. So Donovan Mitchell did that last night, as he's just been traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I like that move, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in the season, once the NBA really gets off the mark and off and running.
With LeBald.
Yes. Let's talk the National Football League, where our true love lies, Andrew.
Do we want to talk at all college football just a little bit? Like we can. I don't think anything really happened this week other than Notre Dame still sucks.
Yeah, Notre Dame still
Michigan's
sucks.
Still pretty all right.
Honestly, actually, I'm going to say this real quick. Notre Dame still sucks, but it went viral. Their offensive coordinator,
Tommy Rees,
screaming into the phone at their who's their backup quarterback?
It's their current starting quarterback because our other starting quarterback literally tore his shoulder and he's done for the year. So Pine is his
basically
name.
Their backup quarterback, Tommy Rees, is screaming at their backup quarterback, and I get it a little bit that sometimes things get heated, but also you are the one drawing up schemes for that quarterback, so maybe you should be yelling at the guy in the mirror as well. I don't think it is necessarily only on that quarterback's fault. I think you setting him up and putting him in bad situations, which is what Tommy Rees was doing to him for most of that game.
Tommy Rees drew up nothing that was helpful for Drew Pine at all. I watched a little bit of it. I was watching more of the Ball State game while I was up in the press box with you on Saturday. But Tyler Buckner going down with that torn whatever in his shoulder, I mean, everything that could go wrong went wrong against Marshall, and then we're just kind of seeing a result of that the rest of the season, and it's not going to be pretty.
Not going to be pretty. I would love to continue to see Notre Dame not do great this year.
I wouldn't, but thanks.
As we are Ball State student journalists, Ball State plays Georgia Southern tomorrow away. What's your score prediction?
Georgia Southern is an FCS school, correct?
I believe so.
I don't think they're an FBS school. It doesn't seem like they would be an FCS. We do fairly well against FCS schools. I will go with 42-14 Ball State.
42-14. Wow. Yeah, they will 42-14. You said?
Yeah.
Okay, so Georgia Southern is FCS.
Yep.
They have won 6 FCS national championships.
Oh.
Produced 2 Walter Payton awards.
How recent is this?
I don't know. Let's look up their. I've done a little bit of preview, but I've done more preview at looking what Ball State's planning on doing.
You're not going, are you? You're not. Oh yeah, no, you can't.
No, I'm here right now.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
They beat Nebraska, but that's not generally a hard thing to do. Recently, they beat UAB. They lost to UAB, and they beat Morgan State. They play Ball State tomorrow. That's we'll see. I think it'll be closer than 42-14. I'll say 31-20.
Oh, okay.
31-20. I think that's a good way to phrase it.
You think that they're better than Murray State?
I think they're better than Murray State, yes.
Okay.
Murray State's not – I mean, Murray State wasn't bad, but Ball State did shut out Murray State for the first shutout since 2008. Toledo in 2008. So that 2008 Ball State defense was really good, though. Moving on to – I mean, is there anything else we're missing in college football?
In college football, other than the fact that Pat McAfee has joined College Football Game Day.
Oh, that is so fun.
Sick.
Speaking of people joining analyst crews, Thursday Night Football had Fitzmagic and Richard Sherman and Tony Gonzalez, and that was just a wonderful little pairing.
Yeah, no. Sadly, I have not been able to watch a whole lot of the pregame stuff because I'm doing stuff with Newslink during that time.
Okay.
But I like Herb Street and I like Al Michaels pairing together as well. I think that's a good. I like what Amazon's doing with it. I wish. I mean, obviously, older generation probably not figuring out how the heck they can sign up for packages for
it's so
stuff
funny.
and then also get free football along with that. But it's a different world that we're living in than 20 years ago. So, I mean, football online, whatever. Yeah, I'm down for it.
I debated this a little bit with my friend Claire last night watching Thursday Night Football. Oh, shout out to Claire, who's on her way to Georgia Southern with the football team. Good for her. But
so's John Kleemeyer.
So's John Kleemeyer.
So's Johnny Boy.
We just know people.
We do. And
we
they're
know
in places.
That we know people in places.
Yeah.
And they know us, and we are in places.
Crazy.
Look at that.
We're right here, right now.
We're right here, right now.
Where would you rather be than right here, right now? Do you know what that's a reference to? No?
I do not.
Buffalo Bills?
No.
Head coach?
No.
No? Buffalo Bills? No.
If you say Buffalo Bills again, I'm still not going to understand what you're talking about. No, I do not.
That's a thing that's a thing that their head coach used to say back in the day before every game.
Okay.
Yep.
Either way, Claire and I were talking about the logo. I'm not the biggest fan of the Thursday Night Football logo. I am a fan of how they had like an intro graphic for both of the teams. I thought that was really nice. I think Amazon's doing some good stuff. Jeff Bezos is not my favorite person in the world, but
he's making money moves.
He's making money moves, I guess.
And also putting it out in higher quality than 1080, which is very nice.
Yes, actually, I thought it was looking really, really sharp.
My dad has always talked about how he's just baffled by why we can't just broadcast sporting events in 1080. Because if you look at stuff on like ABC and CBS, generally they broadcast it in 720, which makes no sense. We definitely have the capabilities to broadcast it in 1080. Like he always talks about how they broadcast like NASCAR or golf in 1080, and it looks so much better than 720. Why don't we just do that? I mean, obviously we can. Amazon's doing it. Just do it.
Well, Amazon does a lot of stuff that not a lot of people can do.
That's true. But if you
I don't
Amazon
disagree, though.
If you can broadcast cars in 1080, then broadcast me some Fitzmagic and some Richard Sherman, which they already do. But broadcast me some Patrick Mahomes in 1080.
Yep. And speaking of Thursday Night Football, it was Browns-Steelers, classic rivalry game.
Yeah.
It was okay. I watched pretty much the whole game. I missed a little bit at the beginning of the third quarter. We went on a Culver's run. Have you had like those concrete mixers from Culver's? Those are so good,
dude. You don't know this aspect of me. My family lives for Culver's, bro.
Oh, I love that. Dude, Culver's is so good.
We have a Culver's that is like 20 seconds away from our house. Godsend. I love Culver's.
I got a chocolate concrete mixer.
Yep.
With Reese's peanut butter cups in it.
My go-to from Culver's is a concrete mixer with chocolate custard, because it's custard, not ice cream, with cookie dough and M&Ms. It is darn good. My mom hates it. I love it.
Okay, yes, I missed the first quarter because we went on cheese curds though.
Oh, so good.
I put a cheese curd in it.
Nope.
And then I took a scoop.
Oh.
No, it was a little salty, a little sweet. I loved it. I loved it so much.
Why would you just say that to me? No.
By the way, I missed a little bit of the third quarter because we were on a Culver's run. But I missed I think it was an injury, but like it was kind of weird. Like the Steelers player face masked the Browns player back and like kind of like whiplashed him a little.
Oh.
But then when he was on the ground, he I think it was an offensive lineman. He just like jumped on him.
Oh.
Like just jumped and pancaked him. I thought it was a little I think he should get fined for that.
I think the only other than that, I think the biggest thing that came out of that game, other than Jacoby Brissett taking a dub, love you, Jacoby.
I love Jacoby.
Love Jacoby again. Love Jacoby in the Browns. For
Did you see him?
weeks.
I think he snuck for the first down.
A bunch.
And then he's just like
his
saw that passion. I love that guy.
Love Jacoby. But anyway,
I will love Jacoby Brissett and the Browns for exactly 11 weeks.
Yes.
Then I will stop watching the Cleveland Browns.
Yes. So the biggest thing that comes out of that game, obviously, is what all the buzz is talking about, at least today, is that George Pickens catch.
Pickens catch.
One of the craziest things that people have been equating it to something that like the Odell catch in 2013.
I think it's better than the Odell catch.
I don't think it is.
Crucify me for it, but I think it is better than the Odell catch. It is because the Odell catch, he's already leaning back. He sees where it's going to go, and he's like, I can make this play. Pickens has no time, quick reaction, throws a hand. Like if you watch the sideline camera view of it, guy's already turned the other way. He's got to flip, catch it, land in it, and I think the only reason why it's not better than the Odell catch, or people think it's not better than the Odell catch, is because he didn't score a touchdown.
Okay, there's two things. I think the catch itself may have been physically better, maybe. But Odell catching that thing on 3 fingertips, reaching all the way back, scoring a touchdown, he got interfered with too. It was pass interference as well. And on top of that, easily one of the most iconic things to ever happen in the NFL. I think all of that just combines to being a better catch. Maybe a physically better catch from Pickens, maybe. But Odell how iconic that is, it'll never be topped, I don't think.
Look at the angle of this catch.
No,
Andrew.
that is wild. I will say, that is
the,
wild.
The live is about to get a picture of it.
He's like, and I'll explain it to you guys that are watching on or listening to or watching on YouTube, whatever. It is literally, he is on the same level as the field, which is crazy, but so is Odell. But Odell didn't have to contort his body to like get like that, I guess. Maybe he just kind of had to fall backwards. But
what was the catch last year that we thought was really good too? I didn't think it was better than the Odell catch, but it was good.
I don't know exactly what it was, but that catch is.
It obviously wasn't good enough because we don't remember it.
It's up there though.
You know what catch I really love though? Every single one that Amon-Ra St. Brown catches, and those frickin' Lions, man. Oh my gosh, I am so happy for the Lions right now. My team in blue does very well. Beat the living crap out of. I'm sorry, I can't finish my sentence with Andrew staring daggers at me. I think it's okay. Either way, the Detroit Lions beating the living crap out of the Washington Commanders, going to Minnesota this Sunday, grabbing a dub and coming home. It's gonna be great. Andrew, how you doing?
I'm sorry. I've been
Andrew
ragging on the Lions for so long.
Andrew Newman is down bad.
I'm devastated right
You guys remember this last year? You guys remember this Lions slander last year?
I do.
And I have said not a single bad word against your Indianapolis Colts.
That's true.
And I hold out of respect because I know you're going to owe me some money come the end of the season.
Yeah, I know. Again, still haven't looked up to see the exact price on that.
Andrew texted me on Sunday, and he said, "You want me to just give you the money now?" Or
yeah, it's great win for the Lions. The Lions looking like a team that can actually compete and do literally anything.
Playoff bound.
You know, it's a team that can't compete and do literally anything. That would be the Indianapolis Colts after last week. Frank Reich and the crew, another deplorable job in Jacksonville. I don't know whose idea it was to have Jonathan Taylor
They
run
didn't
the ball
score a
9
touchdown?
Nope.
What?
Nope.
I
Nope.
thought they
Nope.
scored.
No points. No points at all. I don't know whose idea it was to have Jonathan Taylor run the ball 9 times when both of our starting wide receivers were out. I don't know whose idea that was, but whoever thought it would be a great idea to pressure the ball and try to fit it into Ashton Dulin every play, you are literally one of the dumbest people I've ever met in my life, because I probably met you, and you probably are the worst. So it's probably Frank Reich, which is what I'm trying to get at. Frank Reich is horrible at his job if he thinks that running the ball with 9 times with Jonathan Taylor with no other help on offense is a great idea. It's awful. It is terrible. I hate it. And I say all of this, and we might just beat the Chiefs. That's the Colts for
I'm sorry,
you.
they won't beat the Chiefs, guys.
We could.
No,
Here's
no,
the
they
issue.
won't. No, they
I know
won't.
the
No,
Colts
they
enough.
won't.
I know the Colts enough that we could easily beat the Chiefs.
No, not
we could
happening.
easily beat the Chiefs on Sunday. It
Not
could
happening.
happen. It could. I'd be
I-
completely serious, and
get
I'd still be mad.
If the Colts beat the Chiefs on Sunday, I'll get you some Culvers.
Okay, that's fine.
Text me your order. I'll get you some Culvers.
I think you already have my order.
Well,
What is it?
It's
What is it? I remember yours.
it's custard
Yes.
with M&Ms.
What flavor custard?
There's flavors of custard.
Yes. There's vanilla and chocolate.
Oh,
That's what the
vanilla
ice cream.
custard.
No, it's not. It's chocolate custard.
Chocolate
You lose.
custard.
Nope. All right.
With
it's over.
M&Ms
Yes.
and
Yes.
shoot, Oreo.
Nope. Cookie dough. All right. You.
Dang it.
Who's not paying attention? It's
Okay,
Dan.
well, no. You have a complex order. Mine's
No, it's
two
not.
things.
No, it's not.
My thing's chocolate Reese's.
Yeah,
You're
whatever.
like chocolate custard.
I'm
with-
just a veteran at Culver's. It
I'm
just
not.
is.
I
Yeah.
don't go to Culver's that much. I
Culver-
was just saying Culver's is good.
It's a Culver. I'm a Culver's. I'm a Culver's fanatic. That's what it is.
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
Either
And
way,
also a Colts fanatic. Yeah.
if
Bad.
the Colts beat the Chiefs, I have some Culver's coming your way.
Cool.
I don't think it's happening.
It
when
won't,
do you
probably.
think they're going to get their first win of the season? Got
That-
Chiefs, then Titans, then Broncos, then Jags again, then Titans, then Commanders.
I would say probably the Titans.
Really?
I think we can beat the Titans.
I
I don't think
don't.
the Titans got the breaks just absolutely beaten off of them by the Bills. So
And you guys lost to the Jaguars.
yeah, we always lose to the Jaguars. It doesn't matter if we're like Dan. If we went 15-0 and then or 16-0 now, and we beat the Jaguars once at home, we would probably still lose to the Jags on the road somehow. It doesn't matter how good our team is. We just cannot do that.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I think it's Frank Reich too. I think all of our issues stem from one person and his stupidity and his incompetence as a coach.
Wow, these are some fighting words.
I'm sorry.
Would you say it if Frank Reich was in the third chair right now?
I would say, Frank, dude, you're actually not a horrible coach. You are not bad. You've done some good things.
Okay, wait. Sorry. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna take 5 steps back. I'm gonna come sit down. I'm gonna be Frank Reich.
Okay. I like it. Mr. Reich.
How about them Colts, Mr.
No.
Newman? Frank Reich, nice to meet you.
Yeah, no, I've met you before, sir.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you again,
No,
Mr. Newman.
you don't remember me. I don't care. I know you don't. Frank, look at me right now. Frank.
I'm looking you in the eyes.
We have had a fantastic run with you, but we have not gotten anywhere. You do a great job in the regular season. I'm very happy with you, but there's multiple things that you have done completely wrong. One, where does your brain go when you're on Sundays and you're in Jacksonville? What are you doing? Are you going somewhere before the game? Are you doing something stupid? Are you throwing out the script that you have for everything else? How do you not know that Jonathan Taylor is the greatest running back in the NFL? How do you not run him 15,000 times when both of your starting wide receivers are out? I don't understand it. What is wrong with Jacksonville? What are you doing? Why? How? Talk to Jim. You're done.
So, Andy,
No.
I would just like to let you know I coached with Carson Wentz and the Eagles the year they won the
I
Super
don't
Bowl.
care.
I know what I'm doing.
No, you don't.
I know what I'm
You
doing.
know who knew what they were doing? Doug Peterson.
Oh.
Yeah, and you know who knew they were doing? Nick Foles. Not Carson Wentz, not you. Carson Wentz wasn't in the Super Bowl. You were not the head coach. And as head coach, what have you done for me as a Colts fan? Win one playoff game? Congratulations.
Okay.
7 years, that's all you have to show for me. Haven't won the division once. Continually losing to Jacksonville in Jacksonville. It's the freaking Jags. They picked first for the past 18 years. You suck. I'm sorry. It pains my soul. And somehow he'll do a good enough job to keep his job this year.
I'm so glad we have impassionate fans here on the podcast. I would just like to say when the Lions were losing, I never complained. Actually, no, sorry. Let me rephrase that. When the rocket scientist was in charge in Detroit, I did a whole lot of complaining.
Yeah.
But last year, it was kind of a trust the process type deal.
Yeah.
With Frank Reich, I don't think it's a trust the process. What needs to happen for the Colts to get better?
I think one, I've been disappointed with Matt Ryan's play. So I think Matt Ryan needs to step up and act like a veteran that has been playing football for more than 2 years, because you cannot
Former MVP, right?
Yes, a former MVP in the NFL. He needs to do that. Frank Reich needs to learn how to coach a football game and learn how to run a scheme where you don't have your best player only touching the ball 9 times.
Okay.
That's horrible. You need a better wide receiving core. We have literally no one, and if our wide receiving core isn't deep enough to actually hold on to the game, Pat McAfee talked about this in his show as well. If you don't have a deep team, you're not going to win anything, and we don't have a deep team. Our third best wide receiver is Paris Campbell, and he got literally 2 targets for 0 receptions and 0 yards in a game where both of our starting receivers were out. So nothing is working correctly. I don't know. And our defense, everyone just seems so unthrilled to be playing football. They seem content. And the Lions, always fired up. Love that.
Thank you.
Colts just seem to go out there and just like, oh, we're playing football today. I kind of don't really care what happens here. Frank Reich doesn't get him fired up. I want a coach that's yelling at him, getting him to do stuff. Because as of right now, the Frank Reich method is not working. It worked with Andrew Luck, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I like your opinion. You're just very impassionate.
I'm disappointed with seeing the team that I continually buy jerseys from on eBay because I have a problem. And then I just can't. I feel like I'm going to get hassled by people or whatever because I wear them because they're so bad. So let me wear my jerseys that I enjoy.
Okay. Well, Andy's
Yes.
going to do a bit of sulking. I have a class I have to run to because we are academic students.
Yes.
Thank you all for joining us for another lovely week of Daniel and the Lions having a good time and Andy and the Colts doing
Whatever.
Is it like? Do you think it's considered a toxic relationship at this point?
I don't know. No, I love them so much still. It's just I think the toxic stuff is with Frank and right now Matt Ryan as well and the defense. So
It's
As an
very,
organization,
it's very
still love it.
interesting that you will
Yeah.
say all that and then go, I still love them.
Yeah, I do. I do. They have their faults, but faults can be clipped off, and yeah. So they can be changed.
Okay.
We can change it to be better.
Okay.
You think what? You think that?
I think that's some suspect behavior with your favorite team. They have some faults. I'll just change them.
Yes, I will go in and fire Frank Reich. That's the plan. No.
Okay. Two questions.
Okay.
One for me, one for you.
Okay.
To finish the episode of the podcast.
All right.
Are the Colts still a playoff team?
As of right now, no. If we turn it around, maybe. But we're in the AFC South, so anything is possible. And then I'll ask you a question. So yeah, anything is possible. I think again, the AFC South is so bad that as of right now, the Jags are number 1. So anyone can win the AFC South. So if we figure it out halfway through the year, win a good string of games like we did that year with Andrew Luck, I think we'll be fine. But I'm unhappy with how things are going as of right now. And then question for you: do you think that the Lions are a competitor in the NFC North this year? Do you think that they could win the whole thing? Like win not the Super Bowl, but do you think they could win the NFC North?
I think it is entirely possible.
Okay.
I think both of the Lions' opening 2 games were not not division games.
Yes.
I think we play Minnesota this Sunday, and that's kind of where we're going to see how we play against these NFC North teams. I'm confident over the Bears. I have some confidence over the Packers. The Minnesota Vikings, with the Packers defense the way it is right now, and with Aaron Rodgers having no one to throw to, the Vikings are kind of emerging as the ideal winners of the NFC North this year.
And they got blown out.
And they got blown out
Monday
by
Night
the
Football.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles looking good.
Did we talk about how the Eagles played when they played the Lions? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see how Sunday
interested,
goes.
yeah.
But I think there's just as much of a possibility as the Lions to win the NFC North as any other team in the NFC North at present moment.
Yeah. Okay.
I think people are still sleeping on the Lions. We're getting more people behind us. We're getting more people understanding Dan Campbell. We're getting people to buy into the culture. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. We're all going to start drinking the Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
It's a Lion. So it's a Twitter thing. Whenever anybody starts like going, maybe the Lions aren't that bad, they're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like good Kool-Aid.
Oh.
Like you're buying into the call.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. I'll send you some TikToks. Either way, I'm
course.
drinking the Kool-Aid. You're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Sure.
We're all drinking the Kool-Aid. I think the Lions are just as likely to win the NFC North as any other team in the NFC. If they don't win the NFC North, I think they are still a good shot at an NFC wildcard slot.
Yeah. I really do hope that the Lions make it somewhere this year.
Because then you will be putting on
That's
a
fine.
D Swift jersey throughout the playoffs.
No.
Yes, you will.
I don't think that was a
Yes,
part
you
of
will.
the deal.
Yes, you will. You're going to wear it.
Nope.
If the Lions make the playoffs and the Colts don't, what are you going to do?
I'm going to wear a
Nope.
Drew Tranquil Chargers jersey.
Nope.
And
No,
if they
you're not.
lose, I'm
No,
gonna
you're
wear a
not.
Jim
No, you're
Kelly
not. You're going to
Bills
put on a
jersey.
Lions jersey.
And then if they lose, then
Andrew.
the Lions will definitely be out by then. So
Okay. Applications are still open for a new co-host.
Nope.
Make sure you follow us on our socials, on Twitter, Instagram. We got to start working on the TikTok. I think we said that last week and the week before.
yeah, whatever. Just look up Underqualified Knuckleheads wherever.
And you'll
on
find
whatever,
us.
And you'll probably find us.
Those on the live, thank you all for joining us today. You guys have a wonderful week, and
Say it.
what?
Say it.
Do I have to?
Yes.
See you next week.